Hello, good evening and welcome everybody to ITC for GPVWC ABCDFGHIJK What's the X? That's about the only letter that we'd missed, maybe Z. We're here for round 3, I believe, or 4, not sure. Let me have a quick look on the old moseying. No, it is definitely round 3 at Adelaide. One of my favourite circuits of all time. Not only owing to the fact that it was the only one that I got a top 10 result in an open wheel race evers in an official R-Factor league. But this time it's tin tops. And my goodness me, we saw a crazy qualifying session which I just joined on the back of. Apologies for the late joining. Sadly, Simon works 2 hours away from home, and sometimes that 2 hours when people act like idiots on trains becomes slightly longer. So apologies all. Great to see people already on Twitter with the hashtag GPVWC anticipating tonight's high-octaned action. Believe me, we're going to get some. Adrian Holm currently leads the championship on 89 points ahead of Augustin Canapino on 83. Ruud Heesterbeek's on 77. And Jesper Tolberg, Toby Davis and Robert Weisenmuller, Lewis Redshaw, Harley Hamnick, Gary Lennon and Mike Bell round out your top 10 there with 28 scorers so far in the 6 mini-events we've ran. In the Constructors, however, it is a 2x2 affair with Vodball Racing and THR well up front on 160 and 146 apiece. Aurora Motorsports are in third with 96 ahead of Mizurek on 75 and Area Street on 70 with CSG, Bastvik, Enterprise, Torrent and YT F1 rounding out your top 10. 15 of those teams have scored of the 20 that are on the grid. We're just into the final minute of warm-up. Lots of people complaining and crashing, essentially. It's one of those circuits that when you look at it on the map, you kind of think that's easy. It's so deceptive though. Those curbs are a moose. I mean, it's so easy to overcook. Lots of people having issues actually in the first chicane, which is kind of standard. The hairpin, fairly standard, but also working out how they can take that kink as well. I've heard in the chat room there's been a few issues with that. So don't forget, you can tweet away with your hashtag GPVWC. Love to hear your comments throughout the event. There'll be 3 races as ever. I'll take you through the grid as we go through the warm-up lap, raid lap, whatever you want to call it. I could give a 4x, what you call it. Boom. Aussie joke in already. And actually for Australia.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Alright, we're going. For Australia, I have got for dinner this evening. Richard Coxon has left the game. That's 1 down before we've even to Big 27 are the top 5 in the standings. Robert Weisenmuller gets pole position with a great one on his home Grand Prix, no less. For Harley, I think he'll be absolutely delighted with that. For Torrent Motorsports in the lead. James Kirk's alongside for Triple 20. That's great for him as well, actually. Front row. Augustin Canapino third. Sweetie. Ahead of Toby Davis in 4th position for THR, looking for a clean race this time round after his disconnection shenanigans. Then Eric Strane is in 5th position for YTF1. Then Sven de Vries in 6th. Ruud Heesterbeek 7th for Vodball. Chris Hack in 8th for Missouri. Good to see the Hack Attack back again. Then Robert Wiesenmuller, sorry. Yeah, I think it's Wiesenmuller. Is in 9th for Uriah Stream. Jason Muscat's in 10th for TWR. THR's Adrian Holm, our championship lead, is down in 11th. Ahead of Rasmus Salo, making his debut for Bastvik in 12th. A few other Salos in motor racing. Jesper Tolberg in 13th, ahead of Martin Palm in 14th. Cameron Bruce at the top, Bowser in 15th position. Gary Lennon 16th for Missouri. Matthew Williams 17th for the 6th for Exis Racing. Bud of Os 18, 20. Tom Ely making his debut for 2014. Welcome, Tom. At Araya Street, good to see familiar faces. Lewis McGlade, 20th for Scudero Brasilia. 21st, Meadow Clont for Rogers Automotive. Simon Milliwish, 22nd for Nijo, good effort. 23rd for Tom Jacobs. 24, Mike Bell, quite way down the order for someone in the top 10 of the championship so far. Gotsovic in 26th position behind Ben Hackerson. Then it is Tom Parker, 27, Tyrone Frith, 28th, Chris Williamson, 29, and Mikhail Tsumala in 30th position. Jonathan Asserklemp spun on his lap and starts 31st. Philip Morby, 2, spun on his and starts 32nd. Lewis Redshaw spun on his 2 and reversed over the start finish line for 33rd. Paul Watkins, I don't think was able to set a time for TWR in 34th. JJ Wang again didn't set a time in qualifying for 35th position. Quinton Plain has only just joined the race, and we've lost Florian Engel, who has also disconnected us, leaving us with just a 36 car grid for this first race, and they're queuing up round the last corner, so I can see Wang and Plain just getting themselves in on the mix, and actually they're kind of all pushed into each other around the last corner. Good luck to them, that's going to be a drama. Here come the lights then. Race 1 this evening at the Adelaide streets for ITC GPVWC is off and away. Kirk gets a slightly better start than Hamlet off the line, and he's into it. It's one of the things of Adelaide is that you're pretty much side by side. Someone's in the wall before we've even got to turn 1, but Kirk leads from Hamlet. Davis has got through to 3rd. Calipino's down to 5th. How are they getting around that first chicane? Sometimes it's easy to just cut it and play dumb. It looks as though everyone's roughly through. It's Asserklemp who is really, really slow away, but they're all through. Down into turn 3, there's more contact. I can see Holmes hit par. The battle for 11th and 12th, but they're okay. Still going. Is everyone else getting through? I can see Tom Jacobs dropping down lots. Yes, he's been off, and there's more contact into turn 4. Towards the second half of the field, they're going 3-4 abreast. Hackerson, Bell, Milliwish from 22nd further back. More contact further through, but they're kind of ping-ponging their way round. And it is James Kirk. Where's Hamlet gone? Hamlet's down to 9th position. Oh look, he's got punctured, he's lost his front right wheel. Harley Hamlet. Oh dear, it's gone from absolute excellence to drama, and he's parked it and he's waiting for everyone to go round. What a great move there from Harley. He's not taking himself into account there. Rasmus Salo's off and dropped down to 9th position as well. But it is Kirk from Davis to Fries, Canapino, Strane, Easterby, Pete Weisenmuller, Salo, Hackman, Hull. The top 10 as he just passes Palm for 11. Then it's Muscat, Tallberg is just going side to side with Muscat 13th and 12th. Hilberg gets it. Then it's Matthew Williams and Gary Leonard just going for a dive bomb down the inside, completely misses the corner. Williams gets him back to 14th position. That's what you get when you go steaming in. I'm surprised he didn't take anyone else out in front of him. Everyone else is round, and Harley Hamlet has parked it. What a shame for the pole position, man. As Kirk under attack from Toby Davies, who's taking the outside line. Kirk's got it, Davies in the wall! Oh no, Kirk! That is not how you pull up to your bumper, baby, and sadly, warp speed down to 2nd. Toby Davis then takes the lead for THR. Slightest bit of pressure, and sadly Kirk down to 2nd, but he's still there on the podium position. De Vries and Canapino, Strane, all on the back. He's not far behind too. And I wonder how that car is feeling. The rest of the field stream bouncing through, and there's more trouble further back. It's Quinton Plain that's in the wall in 35th. He's got back going again, but without a front bumper. Round the big curve they go. So much drama as De Vries, Canapino are going for Kirk. Kirk's broke on the grass. Oh dear, it's all falling apart for the front rowers. Look at that, Kirk from 2nd to 7th in one corner. As Weisenmuller, Heasterbeek, Strane, Canapino and De Vries all benefit. They continue on. Salo, Hackenholm just behind. Oh dear. What a shame. Oh, Cameron Brewster smacks the wall in what was 16th position, but DeVos goes through and takes him. And O'Clont will do the same. Oh, Brewster there over the curve into the second to last corner. It's a tricky one, that one, because it's a double hit, if you will. If you get the first one wrong, you miss the second one. Kirk into the pits then. So neither of those. Mikhail Tsumala spins in the final corner, drops to 26th position. But he's back going again now. And look at this train of cars. We've got Toby Davis, then it's De Vries, Canapino, Strane, Heasterbeek and Weisenmuller. Then behind him, Adrian Holm has got an absolute stonker of a car behind him. Salo gets round Hack for 8th and 9th positions. Palm takes Tulberg for 10 and 11. Tulberg's trying to get through. Muscat and Lennon crash into each other. Lennon just piling into the side. Really got to watch where he's going. In a bit of a aggressive start for the Missouri Racing driver. Williams just went behind. If they're not careful, Ross will join onto the back of that sooner rather than later. Round the kink they go. Davis still has a 1.3 second advantage. We've lost Simon Melhuish, I think he's disconnected. There, Canapino nearly touching the back of De Vries. Got to be so careful. And behind, Chris Hack's retaking Salo for 8th position. He's gone in very deep. I think Salo's going to have to go back, and Palm will be there too. Gets Max on the curve there, and behind I can see Gary Lennon getting into contact with Matthew Williams. So he just punts him around the next corner. Watch out. Clearly Lennon wants another number. Oh my goodness me, and that was just a tag. Careful. And actually it's 6 of one and half done the other. As Palm gets hit by Muscat, ahead of them. Round they go in 10th position. Palm gets going down to 12th, but through goes Tulberg, who thinks all Christmases have come early, as does Chris Hackett, who gets away with it. Through go, look at the 4 of them. This could only end badly, surely, as they come into the first chicane. Williams knows no way of letting other people through. He bashed his way through, and Palm keeps position almost by diving over the curve. Sometimes it's easy to just duck out and go, do you know what, I'll have that another go. Lennon goes steaming in and smacks Palm. Oh my goodness me. This is not Destruction Derby, people. Come on, back you get. Palm rejoins in somewhere position. Paul Watkins went off in sympathy trying to avoid him as well, so it's all a bit sad and lonely towards the back, but I don't think Palm will be pleased with that. Clont retakes McGlade for 16th and 17th behind them as the field starts to stretch out. Toby Davis 1.7 his advantage now, despite having 9 kilograms of weight, but his competitors have got more apart from Sven De Vries in second. Then Canapino is in third, doing a great job. Strane in fourth, again showing great pace. Ahead of Heasterbeek, Weisenmuller, luckily without any penalty weights, although I'm sure he's dabbed a kebab before racing startings. He is up to 6th position, and that's the real key there, is that looked like Heasterbeek running a bit deep into the final curve. Covers it well versus Robert. It's like a cartoon character waiting to happen, really, that one. Through. Holm now on his own in 7th position. He'll be delighted with that, all that penalty rate. Then it's Salo, Hack, Tulberg. Matthew Williams now holding off Bart de Vos just about. Then it's Muscat, Gary Lennon, Cameron Brewster, and that looked like Menno Clont absolutely raping the inside curb there. I'm sure there's a much more PC way of saying that, sorry all. As, Tom Jacobs goes steaming in. Tom Ely smacks Lewis McGlade for 18th, 19th, 20th. Lewis McGlade goes down the escape road, spin turns it back round, but through goes Redshaw, Hackerson, Sovic, and McGlade rejoins at 25th, just ahead of Watkins and Bell. Again, another person who's in the top 10 of this championship and not doing well, as Tom Parker and JJ Wang have both crashed out, as has James Kirk, who's now gone for another crash and retired soon. So we're losing them slowly but surely, down to 30 drivers, Plain still the last of them, everyone on the lead lap. Davis 2.2 clear, and still the 2nd to 6th train continues on quite happily. No one really pushing the other. I think they're just saving themselves for a little bit later on. Tulberg looking wild in 10th. But yeah, it seems to have been a couple of little smashy poos that ruined it for other people further back. Great battle for 21st and 22nd. Philip Morby versus Lewis Redshaw. Redshaw getting shown at the outside lane. Hackerson there about to do it. I never find that bouncing over that curb on that little left kink works. And certainly that little hit the curb on the inside for Redshaw doesn't work either. And the winner of the Monaco Grand Prix for Super League, not even looking at points so far in ITC. Such is the difference of the discipline and the way of driving. Wouldn't expect him to be down there with Morby, Hackerson, Sovic and co. But some great battles going on. First time actually, Sven De Vries closes in. Toby Davis, the gap down to 1.9. Don't know if that's just Toby making sure that he is safely driving. Oh, as Weisenmuller smacks the outside wall there in 6th position. He just went too wide on the exit of that kick. We've seen so many drivers do it in practice and in qualifying. Oh dear. Holm goes into 6th position. Weisenmuller is shaking the car around. Sorry, Wiesenmuller is shaking his car around, just making sure that it's okay. But Salo, Hack and Tolberg will be quite happily reeling that piece of prey in. Flimsy piece of meat on a stick. Brewster and Klonk is at 15th and 16th. They're still going at it with all the hammers and tongs. Hammer and tongery. Oh, big incidents going on behind. It's Lewis McGlade has gone from 25th to 22nd in one fell swoop, and that's because Sovic, Redshaw and Co are all battling away. Redshaw in 25th position trying to take 2 in 1. Around Mike Bell trying to go down the inside of Ben Hackerson. Hackerson gives him the room side by side. McGlade, Sovic, Hackerson, Redshaw, Bell and Watkins all together. It's never good to go 2 by 2 through that chicane. Redshaw's rear suspension just found out. You can't blame me for that sore ass. Paul Watkins. Oh! I tell you what, he might be our oldest statesman, but he gets his elbows out, does Paul Watkins, when he needs to. But Mike Bell takes that position for 26th. Nicely done. Watkins down to 27th. Assercliff not too far behind in 28th either, with just Frith and Williamson the last 2 running. We have 30 runners then still remaining, as Davis has retaken the lead back for a... Oh, Wathy Williams off from 11th, rejoins in 12th. One position lost to Bart de Vos. He had soaked up a lot of pressure, as is Lennon now falling back into the clutches of Brewster and Klont. They have to soak up that pressure as well with what looks like a car. Shouldn't really have gone through berth. Canapino in 3rd position now, increasingly looking under pressure from Strane. He's also dropping back ever so slightly from Sven de Vries, who will be taking comfort in that. This could be the weight playing its part. 36 kilograms. Strane has none. Liesbeek has 27. Oh no, lag. Breathe, Simon, breathe. Having contractions. That made it 14. Oh dear. You're right, Jay Coffin. Thank you for the tweet. This track will provide some excellent racing. We've seen some already. About to see a new section of it. That looks like Heasterbeek's getting ready for Strane. Down the inside goes the Beakster. Loads of weight. But I tell you what, built a nest for that 4th position. Well done for Heasterbeek. Up into 4th position. Strane down to 5th of the YTF1 team, really carrying all of the points for that team of recent. Hackerson's had terrible luck, but that will do nicely. Holm then 6th. Weisenmuller is still going in 7th, but Salo and Hack side by side for 8th and 9th. Salo gets it back through into the final thing, but I think Kras is going to go for a hack attack if he can stop the car. Oh dear, Tolberg just thinking, come on you two. Get your horns together, and we'll be up into a nice P8 for me. Thank you very much. As is there problems? There is. Oh my goodness me! Heasterbeek's round, and I think he's taken Canapino with him. Have we had a teammate drama? Let's take a look at the replay. Oh, Canapino goes off, I think, and then Heasterbeek just gets it caught up in it as well. What absolute drama for the Vodball Racing team. Canapino down to 6th, Heasterbeek down to 10th. Oh no! That's not what they wanted, and they're doing so well with all of that weight added. Canapino immediately on the attack. Look at him, he's trying to get around Weisenmuller. Weisenmuller can't hold it, that car's already damaged. Up into 5th position goes to Augustin. Salo goes into 6th. Well done, Rasmus. This is a fantastic debut for him. Hacks into 7th. Weisenmuller just losing time. Hand over fist as they go round the tight kick. This is where Weisenmuller binned it earlier. Somehow still going. And that looks like Tolberg is about to stick the Aurora Motorsports car up into 8th position with that very patriotic roof, I may say so. Spat off over the curb. They anything, Heasterbeek will try and go around the outside. That's a dangerous one because Wiesenmuller might just push him off a little bit wide. Oh dear. Well, it's a shame. Canapino though straight up to 5th position. Next up is Adrian Holm, who's absolutely lucking into this, into 4th position. Sometimes a champion makes his own luck, but this time everyone's made it for him. Gifted it in a little bow and called it Kiss and Bang Bang because it is 4th position currently for Holm. Starting 11th on the grid, fattest car on track. He's still got 4 iron laps, including this one. Bring it home. Strane absolutely locks up massively for the YTF1 team in 3rd. So it is Davis who's just coming around to lap Chris Williamson for the first time. Ahead of Sven de Vries, then Strane, Holm, Canapino, Salo, Hack, Tolberg, Wiesenmuller. Then it's Heasterbeek in your top 10. De Vos is 11, Lennon now in 12th position, still ahead of Matthew Williams. Karen Brewster's in 14th, Klontz in 15th, Tom Jacobs quietly on the back of that, so one of those is going to lose out on points. Palm is closing them in 17th, then Tom Ely 18th, Sumala 19th, McGlaze 20th ahead of Bell. Then there's a big train of Morby, Watkins, Hackerson, Muscat in 25th. That car looks second-hand. Attercliffe being pushed round a corner by Redshaw, but sadly Redshaw ends up losing out with that one. And it looks like we've got... Ooh, there's that Wiesenmuller! Oh no! More contact between Wiesenmuller and Tolberg. De Vos goes through and yoinks! 9th position. It is all falling apart for Robert Wiesenmuller. And there you go, he pulls over and he's letting Tolberg back through, so clearly he feels like that's his fault. And well, Robert, at least he's a gentleman with it, but oh dear. From such high hopes some of these drivers have had on the grid, and it's just not playing out for them. But that absolutely plays into the hands of Rasmus Salo and Chris Hack, because they now are pretty much clear of it. Heasterbeek, who's got no front bumper at all, still clinging on for now 8th, and that really helps them. Really helps them. Because Holm has Canapino for real company for 4th actually. Neither of them quite being able to stay on the curbs. As they wrestle the car around, Salo and Hack just nose to tail as they have been all race really. Canapino's really got the grip and the acceleration. There's no point having a go into this. You can peak a bit too early. Common problem for a man, so I've been told. Here comes Canapino though, looking like he's going to take a stab down the inside. That's too deep. That's too deep. Pull back. Pull back. Oh dear. Salo and Hack doing a similar jobby behind. But that's Canapino sizing up the first time. You've got to wonder if he's going to have another go next time round and just wait for the same place again. Because while Salo and Hack are busy attacking each other, and Hack nearly loses it over the inside curve to the second to last kink. Salo goes deep. He's going to have enough of a momentum on the exit, I think, to keep Hack behind him. Just lap 12 and 14. They're running out of laps in which to do things. Another change as well. Oh no, Williams is back ahead of Brewster, 13th and 14th. But still Davis from de Vries, Strane, Holm, Canapino. Oh, Hack has another go at Salo for 6th and 7th. I always get worried when you can clearly see that the two trajectories of the cars are not quite together. There's Bart de Vos, he bins it in 9th position, keeps it ahead of Tolberg for now. As the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th batters, I've got Chris Williamson stuck in the middle of them. Stuck in the middle with you. We've lost Scott Sovic, by the way. He's crashed out. We're down to 29. And look at Canapino, much tighter line. Holm grazes the outside wall there. And I think that could be his undoing. Holm is side by side. Don't. Oh dear, Basharoo. Gotta be so careful. Salo and Hack are the same behind as well. And they have cleared Williamson in that hairpin. So, my goodness me. Massive things going on there. There's more contact between Klont and Jacobs. Jacobs has gone up into 15th position. Got round Menno Klont, and is that Holm off? It is. It's Adrian Holm wide in the final corner. Oh dear. Well, he soaked up a lot of pressure and he was getting handed all the cherries on the cake. Got a I'm guessing Canapino yoinks one back and says, "You ain't done yet, mate." And Holm, oh dear, absolutely mullers that curb. I think the weight and the tyres are really starting to hold on to their last gasp efforts here, because I can see several of the drivers really struggling for grip. Strane is locking up everywhere at the moment. There you can see now Holm on his own, Salo and Hack not quite so busy with each other, immediately reeling in Adrian. These three are kind of now off in their own. They've pulled 6 seconds away from Heasterbeek, who's the walking wounded. Comes Holm, Garlow and Hack. I don't think anyone's close enough to have a go. Look at the wow, they just close in under braking. Beautifully done. Elsewhere, Ross gets up to 23rd. And Palmer's passed Clont for 16th position as he wants the final point. As Salo looking a little bit ragged under braking for the final corner, 6th position. And I think Chris Hack again, he has much tighter line on the exit of that corner, and it does pay him dividends probably in lap time, but it's not helping him. Although, careful. Oh, Salo, all 4 wheels in the air. And look at Canapino, he's in real trouble there. He absolutely buggered up that first chicane. Through goes Holm, through goes Salo. Does Hack get it as well? Yes, he does. Canapino steaming through the inside, side by side they go. That releases Salo to have it look solely. Holm up ahead. Canapino has just done the reverse-a-roo, but Hack is just steaming it through. They're leaning on each other. They're not even trying to be diplomatic about it. Oh dear, that's going to be one that will be decided in the hairpin, I think. Same for Williams and Brewster. They're leaning on each other through each corner as well. But Toby Davis has just rounded that final hairpin on his way to potential victory. Oh, and Canapino and Hack going to go side by side. Oh, they do just about make it through. Canapino gets that one back. And I think they're going to be okay, because here comes Toby Davis. Yeah, Hack's gone in deep. Canapino takes 6th. Toby Davis then rounds the final corner. Well, he watched them all fall by the wayside, but he soaked up everything. Toby Davis wins the opening round this evening at Adelaide. Well done to him with all that weight of 9k. Sven de Vries 2nd, great stuff for Enterprise. Eric Strane gets his podium with 3rd place for YTF1. Adrian Holm is going to come home in 4th position for THR, and that is an absolute win for him. Rasmus Salo, fantastic debut for 5th. Canapino does get home ahead of Hack, who outbrakes himself into that hairpin. Then it's Heasterbeek, De Vos and Thalberg. Wiesenmuller will be 11th after what was looking like a better run for him. Lennon does soak up all that pressure at the end for 12th and beats home Matthew Williams and Cameron Brewster, and Tom Jacobs just snags the final point from Martin Palm for just 0.2 of a second. 17th, Menno Clont. Oh my goodness me, a near dead heat between him and Tom Ely. Tom Ely actually gets through just after the line for 17-18. The McGlade is 19th, Tumala's 20th, Bell 21st, Watkins 22nd, Muscat is 23rd, Redshaw 24th, Hackerson 25th, Asserclinth is 26th, ahead of Morby 27th. Tyrone Frith will come round in 28th. That car looks a bit knackered. And I've got a funny feeling the two TTFs may have hit each other, because those cars didn't look quite so knackered a couple of minutes ago when they were running nose to tail. Quinton Plain then comes home unlapped in 29th. 1 lap down Chris Williamson in 30th. He's your final finisher. Your retirement: Scott Sovic, Tom Parker, JJ Wang, James Kirk, Simon Melhuish and Harley Hamnet. For Richard Coxon and Florian Engel didn't even get off the line. Thank you very much to Ben Willis. Another great GPVWC ITC race. Great action. Keep up the great commentary. I shall try my best, but I am not lubricated with the alcohol variety this evening. Although probably cameraman extraordinaire, Mr. Dave Carr-Smith, probably would rather me not lubricate those lips. I don't have any alcohol if I tried, actually. I just don't have any in the house. I had to
Attention
go
grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid
all the
now.
way back to get my Australian themed stuff. Rebecca Vale, who's going to pluck it in first and give it some jandal? I think, actually, you need to go to English speaking for foreign languages courses. Because I don't know a bloody word of what that was. Apples and pears. Apples and pears. Was ever race 2. Lets you play the grid in the finishing order of race 1. Ben Willis, that spoils my drinking game for this round. How many cars flip at turn 1? Quite a few. There were quite a few. Chicken flipping good. So, what random stories should I talk about in this warm-up session? Got 5 minutes until we hit race 2. What should we talk about? Eurovision! Oh, bearded lady wins the day. Everyone loves a bearded lady. Although, I do think actually, I did wonder at the end what was all the fuss about, because there's quite a few bearded ladies where I work. You should have like a group epilator. Sure if we all club together, make half a razor blade between us. If not, they could just pass around a bic. Or just use my razor tongue. La la! My tongue isn't really lasery. Oh, who's going to stick it in first and give it some welly? Ah, I get that, Rebecca. Ah, thumbs ups. One is not down with one's hip speak. So yes, UK sucked as ever with the Eurovision. I didn't mind the song, it was a little bit better than what we normally drag along to the poor old sad affair. But yes, wasn't great. I voted for Romania myself, just purely because of the circular piano. I was like, I really want one of those. Aside from that, I have to give a thumbs up to the Dime ice cream. It was very nice. And I'd also like to have a random rant about why in the world must people get double buggies out in public transport in rush hour? You must know how much everyone hates you. Like grannies that spend all day waiting till lunchtime so that they can go and do some petty shopping and hold up the queue when really you're just dying to get a quick lunch and then go back to the office. Ah, why must you, world? Makes me so sad. So the reason why I'm moaning about that is because today, the reason why I was late into work and why my trains sucked major donkey doo-doo, some idiot managed to push their own pushchair pram thing over the side of the platform onto the train track. Thankfully, there was no child inside the bloody thing. But you know, you just think, how on earth? Yes, I think it is because it annoys me. I agree. Makes me so sad, inside and out. Just in the driver chat room, lots of people apologising to each other. A lot of apologies going on actually. If I'm being rather polite at the Adelaide circuit. If anyone wants to see Adelaide done in a real special format, there's an old race from 2009 where I managed to come 7th. Be lapped every 10 laps and still finish 7th. And the commentators mock me. As does the cameraman. Sob sob. Ooh, I watched Pompeii. I don't recommend it. There was no twist in the ending. Volcano still blew up. Although one of my highlights of the day was I said to someone, "Oh, I watched Pompeii last week." And they went, "Oh, what war was that of?" No! And I learnt that we have a team at work called the Spaz Team. It's such a child. Which reminds me of something else which I'll save for the interlude for race 2. But it does involve toilet humour. Best of luck, drivers.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
At least our drivers don't have Indy 500s, IndyCar start line crashes. That was ridiculous. And Toby Davis has just gone! Oh no! This happened last time! We didn't rate for anyone in race 1, we lost 2 in that one. So Toby, what a terrible shame. It is always race 2. Oh dearie me. So in the wake of that and another dent into Davis's championship challenge, it is Sven de Vries that moves away in pole position for Enterprise GP and Eric Strane for YTF1 on the front row now. Crazy stuff. Adrian Holm in 3rd in the Sol THR ahead of Rasmus Salo for Bastwick in 4th, Canapino for Vodball in 5, Hack for Zurich in 6. Vodball's Brutis to Beacon 7 ahead of Bart de Vos for Triple 20 in 8. Jesper Tolberg, Aurora in 9 ahead of Robert Wiesenmuller for Orion Stream 10. Larry Lennon 11th for Zurich ahead of Matthew Williams 12 for Sixth Axis. Place Elite's Brewster is in 13th position. Play seat. Must clap. Thomas Jacobs 14 for Practice Racing. Martin Palm 15. Torrent. Thought we nearly binned it in the wall then. Menno Klont 16 for Walters Automotive. Andreas Walters, his team boss, says, "Well, we never score anything anyway, so could I just run at the back?" So Klont could well bugger that premonition up. Maybe he needs to do that every race. Tom Ely 17 ahead of Lewis McGlade in 18th, Mikatu Marla's 19th for Enterprise, Aurora's Mike Bell in 20th, looking for points this time by. The 2 DWRs are next with Paul Watkins ahead of Jason Muscat, Lewis Redshaw's 23rd for CSG, YTF1 Ben Hackerson 24, Optimum's Jonathan Athercliffe is in 25th, optimising that 25th position. Play seats, Philip Morley 26th, and the 2 TTFs of Tyrone Frith. God, how many T's is in that? Quinton Plain is in 28th. Oh, there's a tongue twister. Chris Williamson 29th. Scott Sovic is in 30th. Ahead of Tom Parker and JJ Wang. James Kirk just behind the old Wanger. Then it is Melhuish and Hamnet. And then Florian Engel. Joshua Anderson has made it onto the grid for Cosmo. And Richard Coxon for Scuderia Basilia. So the last 3 didn't get a go in race 1. They're back going again, and my goodness me, this is going to be a real mixed up grid. And look at the empty spot next to Sven de Vries that was for Palm. Here we go then. Here come the lights. Round 2 of ITC at Adelaide this evening is about to get going. now. Off and away goes De Vries, nicely off the line. He's really got a clear advantage. Holmes got round Strane. Canapino's going between the pair of them. There's going to be issues down into turn 1 and 2. And it is Canapino gets through behind Holmes. And it's Strane down to 4th. He's trying to have a go. Salo's right there too. Is everyone through? Yeah, the issue slightly further back between... Oh, it's Quinton Plain is collected Sovic. And they're both facing the wrong way, but it is De Vries leading from Holm, Strane, Salo, Canapino, he's to beat De Vos, Tolberg, Wiesenmuller and Hack, and if he's to beats off, is that he's to beat off, or is he just lagging out? I can't quite work it out. No, he's lagged, thank goodness for that. I was going to say, I can't take more drama. A wee heart, but a wee ticker is just all ticking and a tucking as they go around lap 1 of 14. Everyone piling round this tight thing, and Holm four-wheel drifting. I don't know if he clouted the wall or not. Really ought to have done the way how that was going. Duncana eating his way through. Then it's Strane, Salo, Canapino, used to be De Vos, Tolberg, Wiesenmuller. I must think of Visa card. Hack, Palm, Williams, Jacobs to Marla and McGlade. And there's cars, oh, there's wheels off towards the back, and that is Gary Lennon, who is out. Tom Ely is limping before he's even got there, but yeah, that was issues straight away. Chris Williamson off the track too. Harley Hamnet struggling, and that is JJ Wang off in the grass as well, down in about 30th position as they're all getting themselves back going again. Yes, that was a wheel going off down at the hairpin, which is never a good sign that something is happening quite nicely. McGlade into the points then in 15th position currently. We'll see how that continues. He's done some good results before, but Lennon out then, the sole retirement. Ely's in the pits with a front left puncture. Everyone else has continued on as De Vries has to defend from Adrian Holm. As Eric Strane is holding the rest up with Salo and the Vodballs just behind. Then it's De Vos, Tolberg, Wiesenmuller and Palm, your top 10. Hack and Williams actually on the back of that. Then there's a big gap back to Tom Jacobs in 13th. Well, not big, but noticeable gap at least. Whereas the leading duo look like they're going to try and push a battle of their own. They're the fattest out on track at the moment in terms of penalty weight. In terms of movage, I'm sure that's covered by someone else. But looking not too bad as Ben Hackerson takes Watkins for 17th position. Redshaw trying to go round the outside. He's got round Mike Bell just behind him, 19th and 20th, and he's round. Oh dear, that was a crazy move there, just cut across. And Redshaw now facing the wrong way, having to wait for everyone to get back going again before he can get going, and that's going to put him down into 32nd position by the time he gets going. Holm has another look at De Vries into turn 1. For the lead of this race, the Vodballs nearly come into blows down at the hairpin. But De Vos leaps over the sausage curb, and that's only going to unsettle the car and potentially cause you a massive crash into the barrier. As Salo's under attack, Canapino goes down the inside for turn 3. Does so, then bullies Salo out wide. Nicely done there by Canapino, getting all the muscle and a little bit more. Big buying Mr. Muscle to be doing that. He's done it. Tom Ely back in the pit. They're still in the pits actually. I don't know if he's retired. He might well do soon. Holm onto the back then of De Vries as we come into a Curva Grande of Adelaide at least. But he's not feeling that he can dive down the inside just yet. Darlow saw he's to be having a look and kept 4th position. Tolberg and De Vos side by side for 7th and 8th. De Vos looks like he's going to take it from Tolberg. This is running and running, corner after corner, great stuff. Wiesenmuller clamps the wall behind them. But still side by side, and De Vos will try and chop across. Tolberg there gets 2 wheels on the curb. He's still on the inside, it's going to be last of the late breakers. De Vos runs out wide, gives Tolberg enough room, and then comes back for a wide exit. De Vos with all of the straight line speed, being able to keep just ahead of Tolberg, and gets back into the slipstream, and that was a nice clean run by that pair. We've not seen clean racing massively here between some of the front runners this evening, but that was beautiful. McGlade under attack for Brewster side by side through turn 1 and bounces over! Oh, he's been bounced over! And poster on the roof. And well, when I said we was going down under for Adelaide, I didn't mean to take it literally, Cam. And round he goes, and in the background I can see a Nijo going off, and that was Chris Williamson entering turn 1 backwards in 34th position he is now. We've lost Joshua Anderson, he just crashed down as well for Cosmos, so a poor one for him. Jonathan Attercliffe is in the pits from the back with no front wheels by the looks of it, so he may be out too. Chris Hack in 11th position, having a go at Matthew Williams for 10th. Takes a little peekaboo, but there is nothing to do around that curve as Hulberg retakes DeVos and Hack down the inside of Williams. He takes he's going in too tight into the corners, and then he's got too much of a turning angle to try and get the car round, and then loses out. Williams just waits for him to do it and then sneaks one back up the inside for a switcheroo and gets himself back up into that 10th place. Palm then 11th, Jacobs 13th. Sorry, Jacobs in Jacobs is in 13th. Then Tumala. McGlade has just gone back past Paul Watkins for 15th and 16th. Mike Bell is just being pushed off by Jason Muscat for 17th and 18th. Muscat gets it. Bell slots him behind. Then it's Parker and Kirk up to 20th on the back of the grid. And I can see there was a collision behind. Philip Morby being hit slightly by it was Ben Hackerson and Simon Mellewish, both basically pummeled Morby off the track. He rejoins in 24th position, so it's all kicking off. JJ Wang's now retired with another crash, so it's been a 2 out of 2 for the barriers for the Wanger. Having Wang left by the end of that. Holm back onto Fries, and the fact that he's not been able to do anything is allowing Eric Strane to get back up. And the more Holm clouts that outside wall, the more Strane is going to think, I'm going to have a go, and he's going to go for the inside. Brave moves there from the fat guys out front. Holm takes the lead. De Vries with his 36 grams of penalty weight slots down into second. Look at the car squirming around. Strane, he's got 27, mind you. Everyone's been out for dinner, so they're really struggling. Then Heasterbeek is the first one, Canapino is the first one with no penalty weight, and look at him, he's pushing Strane off. Strane straggles the curb, just keeps it all going, but down to 40 goes Canapino, muscling his way through. I smell some protests coming on at some point, and I don't envy the poor guys that are going to have to sit and go through all of that. It could take years. Heasterbeek's next up. Strane goes immediately aggressively defensive, if such a thing exists. Heasterbeek tries the old switcheroo, does the one for the outside. Is he going to have enough momentum? Oh, Strane just closes the door. There was only a barrier left there for the old beatster to get his nozzle into. Well, you want to bash the beak doing that. Onto the back straight, Sarlo's still there as well. Too far back, Tolberg as well, with DeVos and Wiesenmuller battling away just behind. And Quentin Plain has just blown up his engine. Simon Mellewish has just blown up his engine, so he's now out of the race as well. So drama llamas for him. Canapino has a look at De Vries. De Vries there, slightly unsettled. Ooh, a little bit of a love nudge on the exit. That will not help anyone. Strane having to deal with Heasterbeek. Marlow, Tolberg, DeVos, Wiesenmuller. Continue their battle. Then it's Williams still battling with Hack, Palm, Jacobs, Tumala. Paul Watkins now in the final points paying position, although McGlade is still very much there. And look at De Vries wiggling that car around. I don't think Canapino will have a go down into the first chicane. It's always a bit desperate, damn, if you're going to try that one. He's had issues there in race 1, so that would probably put you off having a go. To be so careful as the snake train continues around lap 7. Matt Jacobs just tweeting, Cam living by the go big or go home philosophy. Well, I think with that roll, that is go home. Home, 1.7 clear now of De Vries, who is now looking in his mirrors as opposed to attacking up front. Beak there clouts the wall on the outside. Canapino, is he doing it? He's fought a few times there. That was like being asked if you wanted to marry someone that you love that you've only just met for 6 months. But Canapino yoinks up into second position, gets a little love nudge from behind as Freeze nuzzles into his rear wing. They make it round. Strane's there to try and pip something through. And oh, De Vries! No, 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 no! Oh dear, that wasn't great. Oh, flashing of lights. Canapino's. Oh no, it's De Vries. I think De Vries is flashing his lights. I don't know if he's trying to say I'm not happy or I want to give you the place back. But the problem is that Strane is now there as they go around Florian Engel, who's been up the road. He's desperately trying to keep out of the way. He goes a lap down, but the thing is, if De Vries wants to give that place back, look at Heasterbeek trying to go down the outside. Oh dear, 3-1, that's never going to work. There's some bounce themselves out as they go round turn 4. And look at Salo gets in there and he yoinks up into 4th position past both Vod Bulls. Beautifully done. Oh dearie me. Oh, and more contact, look at that, and he gets spun round Salo. On Heasterbeek, Tallberg's going to get through and yoink them all the lights are flashing. Tallberg's going to take 6th position if he can't be careful. Is he? Is he not? No, Heasterbeek appears to have got in a second wind as Tallberg slots in behind. De Vos and Wiesenmuller are there too. And look at them, they're all trying to fan out. Canapino, Salo, Heasterbeek, Tallberg, De Vos, Wiesenmuller gets half a car in, but then nearly spins it on the exit and drop in behind. It's just allowing Hack, who's just retaken Williams again, 10th position just behind, to close back up. Palms on his own, then it's Jacobs to Marla. Watkins is off though from what was the point scoring position. He smacked the wall, lost his front left tyre, and oh dear, Watkins up into the points, and now like it's going to be plumb towards the back, and that is music to Lewis McGlade's ears, although Jason Muscat's about to take him for that 15th position, and indeed he does so down into the last turn. You can just hold it. McGlade, yeah, he's got through. McGlade tries to four-wheel drift on the exit. That was never going to be the fastest way out. Half a go, but yes, down to 16th he doth go. Holm now 3.1 clear of this train from 2nd back to 8th position as Martin Palm. Oh, is that Williamson off? Yeah, it is. Williams is off from what was 11th position. He's rejoined in 14th. There's hope for McGlade to get back in those points yet. That Florian Engel, but my goodness. They are wanting to throw themselves off, as have both the TTFs, Quinton Plain and Tyrone Frith. Both have crashed in sympathy as Solo, Heasterbeek and Tallberg, 5, 6, 7. Oh, let's hope none of those cars are going to heaven. No, they're all right. They get out the other side just about. Tallberg there, the winner, as he takes 2 for the price of 1. It was a bog off. Norwegian or Danish driver, depending on which orientation you want that flag to be. That must be very confusing if you come from those countries. Maybe it's just me as an outsider. Who knows? But Rude down to 6th, Salo 7th, Wiesenmuller now in 8th. Bart de Vos seriously lost out now down to 9th, behind Chris Hack. Then it's Palm, Jacobs, Tumala, Muscat, Williams and Muscat. And who's that changing? It's Strane and Canapino side by side for 3rd and 4th. Canapino trying to go round the outside. This time Strane gives him the rub. Oh my goodness. Canapino yoinks 3rd position. Strane gives it up on lap 10. So here they go. They've got, I think that will be Chris Williamson about. They're going to be lapping again quite soon. Chris struggling. We've lost Lewis Redshaw. He's just crashed out of the race from what was 28th. Watkins did pit and has rejoined in 27th. So we've still got the elder statesman in the race. Canapino holds off Strane. Strane's got a better exit though, and Tallberg goes in deep. That's going to allow Heasterbeek through for 5th, I think, just behind. Side by side, Tallberg's not giving it up. That could well end in tears. Nope. My goodness. They have all of the rubber of the whole of the Durex store on these tyres. Going to the final turn, although Easterbeek's racing line leaves a lot to be desired, it's still effective in keeping him in that 5th place, just about. Straight's just not long enough. If it was just another 100 or 2 metres longer, you'd see a few more dive bombs down into that flick-flack cane. Strane has a little look at Canapino. He can't do anything as De Vries comes up to lap Chris Williamson, who tries to get out of the way, and now he's at everyone's mercy. He's hit the wall and Canapino hits him! Oh no! That could have been a problematical one. Now Chris Williamson's in the way for Easterbeek and Co. He pulls out of the way beautifully there. Chris Williamson, a very experienced back marker, and that skill comes with practice and love. Chris knows how to work it, but he just got caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time there. 29 remaining runners and riders. Missed the race 2 of the Australian ITC race at Adelaide, and Canapino being practically helped round there by Strain. Easterbeek back ahead of Tulberg, and Wiesenmuller gets past Sarlo for 7th and 8th in that area. Those two together, nose and tail for the entire evening. They must be sick of each other by now. But one thing you do notice, race 1 you're getting to know exactly where everyone's weak points are. As De Vos found a weak point in the final corner, he goes off. Rejoined still in 10th position, but that's lost him out to Chris Hack, who he was battling with. More in the palms of Martin Palm than anything else. Strane having a look at Canapino, and they've recaught Sven De Vries. De Vries is fading here, 4.2 now off of Adrian Holm, who is waltzing away up front for THR again. These THR are grabbing the wins. A lot of smoke going on down at turn 3. I think it may have been Chris Williamson, but issue I think will be is who's that in here? Oh, I think Wiesenmuller may have disconnected from 8th. Oh yeah, he's gone from my game. Robert Wiesenmuller, what a terrible shame. Second race in a row, it's all gone a bit wrong, although this one's going to hurt far more than last time. There's De Vries now having to defend from Canapino and Strane. Wiesenmuller does indeed leave the game. That pushes Lewis McGlade back into that final points paying position, but now he's got Tom Parker all over the back of him, so that could be an issue. McGlade will have that final point by hook or by bloody crook. I think battle for second comes into the final corner on lap 12 of 14. 2 to go. Holm well off into the distance, 5 seconds clear, provided he doesn't bin it or get taken out by some freak accident. Could happen. Tulberg absolutely flies over the sausage curve. It'll be one of the few times you'll ever hear me say that phrase. Sometimes it's best to avoid the sausage. I'm quite an advocate of the Bratwurst, but here around the Australian Adelaide circuit, stay well clear. So it pits you up in the air, you lose time, and then you lose traction, you lose momentum, and you probably lose wings, wheels, and definite places. 28 drivers remaining then. As round the kink goes De Vries, Canapino looking closer than before. He's having that little look sideways and then the other. Doesn't decide to do a little dive down the inside this time round. He'll save it all for a last lap lunge. With Strane now having to do with Easterbeek, the Vodballs could work together here to make sure that they just both leapfrog up one further position. Although I think Canapino may have a go into this final turn. Oh no, 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 he's round, he's round, he's round! Oh dear, he caught the inside go. Oh no, what are you doing, Canapino? Getting back going again, just in front of Tulberg. Watch your mirrors. Oh, gusting is disgusting into that final curb. Gets back going again in 6th position, but it's all in the heat of the moment. He's just desperate to get back going again, I think. And get out of the way. He was on the racing line. It's very difficult to judge. Though Tulberg does take 5th position from Canapino for now. Narlo into 7th. They're still side by side, but I think Tallberg will keep that one at least until the long straight. How's everyone else going? It looks like everyone else is still plodding along okay. There's some battles going on further down, but we'll stick with the top lots. And the kink. De Vries and Strane. Heasterbeek hits the wall slightly, and I think Strane has got a lot more momentum. He's going to try and go all the way around the outside. Eric Strane. And that's going to lose him out because he's hit over the anti-cuts. Heasterbeek yoinks back through on the position. There's more contact with Canapino. He's been off the track trying to get round Tallberg and has dropped behind Hack and Sarlo. And here comes Adrian Holm out of the final corner. It's THR once again, but this time it's Adrian Holm. He wins beautifully here at the streets of Adelaide. Well done for Adrian Holmes. Freeze to grab second just by 1/10 of a second from Ruud Heasterbeek. Eric Strane down to 4th. He must be absolutely furious with himself, going for glory and losing the podium again. Then it's Jesper Tallberg 5th. Chris Hack an amazing 6th for Mazurek. Rasmus Sarlo 7th again. Good result, top 10 for Bastvik. Canapino in 8th position ahead of Bart de Vos in 9th. Martin Palm grabs 10th. Silent Assassin. Tom Jacobs narrowly fends it off Mikhail Tumala. That was a battle I had 1/16 of an eye on for 11th position. Jason Muscat was 13th. Lewis McGlade grabbed 14th in the end because he got past Matthew Williams on the last lap and beat him for 2 points by 3/10 of a second. Matthew Williams grabs the final point. Tom Parker just misses out with a damaged front bumper in 16. Mike Bell 17. Ben Hackerson 18. James Kirk 19th. Menno Klont 20th. Richard Coxon is 21st from the back of the grid. Scott Sovic 22nd. Harley Hamlet 23rd. Oh, how far long ago pole must have seemed. Then the 2 place seats of Cameron Brewster and Philip Morby. Morby going off on the last lap. Comes across the line now. Then 1 lap down, Chris Williamson. Florian Engel 27. Paul Watkins 28th. Then your retirements: Robert Wiesenmuller, Lewis Redshaw, Quintin Plain, Tyrone Frith, Simon Melhuish, JJ Wang, Jonathan Asserclinth, Tom Ely, Gary Lennon, and of course Toby Davis. Wowzers. All the Bowsers are upside downers and probably cacking their trousers. Tell you what, we don't skimp on the action here. Just reading something that Jonathan Asserclinth has just sent me. Both himself and JJ fell victims to turn 8, apparently. Apparently he smacked the the inside wall, which tanks you into the outside, and it blew his engine a couple of laps later with all of his damages. And JJ done nigh on exactly the same thing. So he said his repair bill before the 3rd race is quite expensive. 7 suspensions, 3 engines and many body panels. Thank God this is sim racing and not real racing, because I have a funny feeling that team would be bankrupt by now. Maybe we should do the most expensive team competition just to see, like you know when you get like the Razzie Award for films. We could do the same for sim racing. Toby, straight back in. 2 unnecessary DNFs this season. It is so unfair when that happens, be it a disconnection or a game freeze or a game crash. It's the equivalent of a mechanical failure. The reverse grid number is number 17. That puts Mike Bell onto pole position. Oh God. Everyone grab your snacks now. This is going to be a horrible one. Uh-oh. Though my final story for the evening. Oh yeah, Tom Parker will be on the front row alongside. He's already saying, "Watch me muck this up horrifically." Says, "There's the confidence that I love to see." Thank you, Matt. I think he does take it with the upside down car. There are dodgy things. So the penalty weight for this race will be 45 to Holm, 36 to De Vries, 27 to Heesbeek, 18 to Strane, and 9 to Tilburg. Albeit them starting further down the field. David Yunt, bell bust's gonna happen now. I think it will, Mr. Yunt. Basilia in the points, yay. Aww. Bless. So my final story of the evening basically involves massive toilet humour. So if you don't enjoy toilet humour, probably for the next minute, just go to the toilet. Or do other miscellaneous chores. I went to the toilet today. That's not the end of the story. And when you're working in what's supposed to be a really, really big office where everyone's professional, apart from me, and yeah, you're supposed to be all professional. Everyone's all like IT and big suits and everything like that. The last thing I expected when I went to go to the toilet was to hear someone audibly straining on the lid next to me. And it was so comical because you could hear someone going, and then the quietest came out. It was like he'd pooped a pebble. And I was really trying not to laugh. Oh, I don't know why that amused me, but I hope it amused you. 2 minutes to go. The end of the warm-up. Wow, the way how this evening has gone, it's really swung into the hands of Augustin Canapino and Adrian Holm and Ruud Heesterbeek to some extent as well, because they're the people that have really won out. I think Holm will still be the leader currently as we go into the third and final race. That will do very nicely. I'll be back with you in about 60 seconds for the start of the final race. You lot grab your last bit of schnauzery snacks and send me a tweet on hashtag GPVWC. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds.
Attention drill,
enjoy that
all
wonderful
non-essential
piece of
personnel leave the
silence.
grid now.
Ah, there we go. I can't read that out on the broadcast, Mr. Jacobs, but I so agree and give you mind hugs for that comment. Hashtag GPVWC. So we're just into the final round of the evening. It's 4 PM Central Time. The shade is starting to appear. It's one of the big features of this series is that each race does take place at a slightly different part of the day. Here we go round on the formation lap then. So it's Mike Bell for Aurora Motorsports on pole position, and it has been the starts the race of number 3 where he's gained a lot of his points. See what he can do from pole again. Tom Parker for CSG in second. CSG haven't scored this evening, they would quite like to change that. Matthew Williams in third for the Sixth Axis, ahead of Moose McGlade in fourth for Brasilia. TWR's Jason Muscat in 5, Mikhail Tumala 6th for Enterprise. Tom Jacobs in 7th for Sixth Axis, ahead of Martin Palm 8th for Torren. One to watch, Bart Ross 9 for Triple 20. Canapino in 10th for Von Bull. Chose the right one to go and have a bit of a mare on the last lap. Sarlo 11 for Bastovic, 12 Hack Mazurek, 13 Jesper Tulberg, 14 Eric Strane, 15 Ruud Easterbink, 16 Sven de Vries, 17 Adrian Hull. Interesting to see where he ends up. Considering he's fat full of penalty weight again. Then it's Ben Hackerson 18, James Kirk 19 and Menno Klont in 20th. I think James Kirk would love to have some points after that front row start, just to say that he got something out of the evening. Richard Coxon 21st then. He's second at the Basilias. Then Scott Sophie 22nd. Harley Hamlin 23rd. He, I think, will also want points after the pole in race 1. Cameron Brewster 24. Then Chris Williamson 25 for Nijo. There could be potential there. Florian Engel 26 ahead of Paul Watkins 27. DWR Robert Wiesenmuller. Then it's Lewis Redshaw and Quinton Plain. Redneck top 30 ahead of Tyrone Frith. The two Optimums of JJ Wang and Jonathan Athercliffe. Then it's Tom Ely. Toby Davis down in 35th. I'll be fascinated to see how he gets on. Gary Lennon can't even get out of the hairpin on the formation lap without bashing over the curbs. And that's all. We've only got the 36. So we're missing Simon Melhuish and Joshua Anderson as well. The last time of the evening. Everyone pops round onto the gridaroo. Thank for its mind hugs, Matt. Lights on. Mike Bell might be tactical, cause some people some FPS issues. That's what I do anyway. La la la. So, for the final time this evening, here come the lights. ITC Adelaide is about to get rip-roaring racing. Now, Parker's away better than Bell, straight off the line. He's going to try and get the most optimal racing line into turn 1. And I think Bell will have to think better of it. Parker leads then from Bell. Tumala stays ahead of McGlade. Then it's Williams, Palm, Muscat Co. Very nicely done for the first lot of cars. And actually everyone is through turn 1. Alright, Quinton Plains dropped to last for a poor start, but everyone else is okay. How are they through turn 3 again? This is rather shocking. It's all looking quite nice. Apart from Engel, they're getting a bit of a contact, and one of the Optimums as well in a bit of trouble. Just a bit of banging. Everyone's alive though, which is generally very good. But up front it's Parker from Bell, Tumala, McGlade, Williams, Palm, Muscat, Canapino, DeVos and Sarlo, your top 10. As they come out from sector 1 down this long winding curve, straight into the tight curve. Get your track right as they go filtering through. This has been the danger curve. Look at them all fanning out as they're going, and it looks like Palm's trying to get 2 for the price of 1. Has he got it? Oh, Williams nearly round as they go out from the hairpin, real trouble there. But Palm up to 4th position, past McGlade. Williams down to 7th. That was a bit cheeky, that was 3 into 1, and it was always going to be a bit of an issue. There's already a gap between 16th Adrian Holm and 17th Kirk. It seems to have been a little gap, but I think there's been an issue somewhere there because Rude Easterbeek is last in 36, so he's the one that's been spat out from all of that, unfortunately. So Rude with plenty to do. Hamilton and Redshaw going banging wheels into the final curve, but it is still Bell. But Parker has lost the lead to Bell down into turn 1. Parker's flashing his lights. Bell is getting something, or there's been a bit of contact. We'll soon find out. There's more problems there with Matthew Williams being smacked, I think, down because he's lost his left front tyre and he is now limping back to the pits, and what was looking like a good start for Williams has now turned into disaster as Parker is all over the curbs trying to get back past Bell. He's turned in on Bell as they smack his front right with the middle panel of Bell, not really more than half a car alongside as they go absolutely hell to leather. Strane looks like he's locking up down a straight line, so I'm not quite sure what's happened with his tyres. Real issues for him. Everyone's still running just about, and Bell's under attack from Tumala. Tumala steaming up the inside. He'll never make that! Oh, everyone avoids the Tumala torpedo as he goes speeding down. He's rejoining what is that 5th position. Is Canapino going to go around him for 6th? Yes, he is. He yoinks 5th place. Tumala down to 6th, and to be fair, he had that coming because he absolutely steamed down there. He's never going to stop. Bell then back in front to the lead from Parker. Then it's Palm, Muscat, Canapino, Tumala. McGlade is being bullied out by Strane, and Strane takes 7th from McGlade, who's down to 8th. He's looking for points here. Then it's Salo, DeVos, DeFries. Tom Jacobs has crashed out. Oh no, he's disconnected, sorry, Tom Jacobs. So that's the end of his day, unfortunately. Williams and Asaclint in the wars and in the pits, along with someone else as well, as Bell still leads from Parker, who's trying to go around the outside into 3. That will only ever be a closed door. Parker then gets a real tank slapper on. Trying to go around the outside for 4. Very rarely does that work as well. Indeed, he finds that there is just barrier every which way but loose, but Bell is very loose on the exit of 5. And that's going to allow Parker half a look through. Oh, don't ruin it now, boys. As they go steaming through, Canapino takes Muscat for 4th position, and he's going to have a go at Palm for 3rd. He's got so much momentum. As is Tumala on Muscat, they were so busy holding each other up, they're just truffle shuffling up the order, and round they go. Palm clips the outside wall, as does the green McGlade as well, and this is all problems for Bell and Parker, again leaning on each other down into turn 1. More contact on exit. Parker retakes the lead. It's getting all muscle bustle. Bell's refusing to give up, and that's going to end in problems. Barrier! Oh dear, problems. Parker in the wall. Palm is going to try and get through and take the lead because he's just on the curve. 2 wheels up in the air into 2nd. More contact, and that was probably instigated by Bell pushing him round. Parker being absolutely bullied like a school child, crying on the corner. Someone's taking away his candy. And sadly, the only door open is one for probably someone that you shouldn't get into a car with. Muscat bounces over the sausage curve slightly. Cameron Brewster's just retired as well. Asaclip has pulled out of the race too, so that's 3 down. As Bell has a look at Palm for the lead, and that's only going to end in wheel banging, as it does indeed. But Palm leads from Bell, Parker, Canapino, Strane, Tumala, and they're all kind of clipping each other where they're stopping and starting in the middle of corners. These cars will be very second-hand. Muscat leans on Tumala to try and get back 6th position. Misses out, drops to 7. McGlade, DeVos, Salo, DeFries, Torberg and Hack are all there. Kirk now up into 14th ahead of Toby Davis, who's just overtaken Adrian Holm. The Toby Davis, 35th, already into 15th. Superb stuff. Adrian Holm still where he started, 16th. Muscat's in the wall. That was a huge accident. 8th position down to 11th. Oh, he smacked the Mazurek of Chris Hack. Absolutely huge carnage here at the Adelaide Street Circuit. And that was instigated with him clipping Bart DeVos. And wow, how that car has even got an engine to keep going, I've got absolutely no idea. He's rejoined in 18th position, but DeVos is round the wrong way in 17th. It's all going wrong, and he can't find a way to get back going again, because look at all the cars streaming through. He's in 27th. Through goes Coxon and Frith. wrong way, and Bart de Vos calls it a day. Out of the race, retirement number 4. Oh dearie me, real dramas going on. Palm then leads from Bell, Parker, Canapino, Strane, and that looks like, is that, yeah, Strane was having a look at Canapino. Canapino goes defensive, keeps 4th position for the time being. Zumala's there, McGlade back up to 7th, we'll be delighted with that. Then to Freeze, Toby Davis now in 9th, managed to pick his way through that carnage beautifully. Hack, his car was attacked and is now in 10th. Then it's Sarlo, Holm, Wiesenmüller, sorry. Wiesenmüller, I don't know. Wiesenmüller. It's not V, is it? It's Wiesenmüller. Oh, you know who you are, Bobby. Then it's Hamnet, Curtin now down to 15th. Then it's Muscat, Hackerson, Redshaw, Clont and Sovic, your top 20, with Engel, he's to beat Wang, Watkins, Ely and Frith. Really the last of the ones that are still going, and that looks like Holm going for Sarlo for 11th. Nicely done. Cleanest move I've seen all race possibly. So far as Canapino's in the wall, he's lost out. Strane goes through, as does Tumala. Canapino down to 6th position. The VOD Bulls really having issues. Tumala, a bizarre defensive move, and that's actually going to leave him really wide open for Canapino to get better traction out of the exit. Side by side, real rubbing each other, but Canapino will just keep pressing up against him, and Tumala has to back off. That was over exuberance on the recovery. Kirk has just disconnected or crashed, I can't work out which. So that's a terrible end to what has been a terrible evening of misfortune for the Kirkage. Palm though, a second clear from Bell. Away at rate of knots, because Bell has got Parker, Strane, Canapino, Tumala, McGlade. Then it's De Vries, Davis up into 9th, returning for points with that no weight. Then it's Hack, Holm, Darlow, Wiesenmüller, Hamnet, Muscat. And Hamnet's really the last of that train. There's a gap back to Muscat, who's got Hackerson and Redshaw side by side. Behind, how are the battle for 3rd downwards going to fan out? Parker keeps Strane, Canapino gives a little tap to Marla's there, and there's issues for Sarlo. Oh yes, he's lost everything there, and that's happened well before they got to the hairpin. What happened? Was it through the tight curb? Oh yeah, Sarlo smacks the tight curb, and he's lost out everything, then hits Wiesenmüller. Robert, that wasn't his fault that time, but that let Holm back up to 13. Wiesenmüller's in 14, then Hamnet, Muscat and Co. And is that Toby Davis on McGlade? Yes it is, for 8th and 9th positions. Oh, we can't quite get through. We've just lost Matt Williams, he's just crashed out as well. Sarlo's retired his car. As McGlade goes flying over the curbs, that will allow Davis through, surely. No, McGlade keeps it there. Someone's flashing their lights. It's all a bit pointless. He goes flying over the curbs. It's just a matter of I'm keeping my car where I can keep it on the black stuff. Davis goes up into 8th position. McGlade down to 9. Hack and Holm are still there. Wow, this is turning out to be an absolute crash fest, because Redshaw's now into the points at 15th for CSG. Clont and Hackerson aren't far behind. Easterbeek, who was last at the end of lap 1, really into the points himself. 28 remain. Gary Lennon the last of them. Jonathan Attercliffe just confirming that again he crashed out in turn 8. It seems to be such the bugbear and bogey corner for so many drivers here this evening. Just watching the field round at the hairpin fan out. McGlade on being attacked by Hack. Hack does take 9th position away from McGlade, and that's nice and clean. Roger and Holm just keeping watch. Hamnet and Wiesenmüller side by side, and he's pushed Hamnet in the wall there. I don't know quite where Harley could have gone. Two very aggressive racers. There's a lot of aggressive racing going on out there in the track today. Hamnet there practically cutting that second to last corner. Don't do that, Harley. He's on for points on his home race. Starting from pole, we'd have hoped for a lot more. Holm on McGlade for 10 and 11. McGlade's going to keep that one for the time being. Whereas Hamnet takes Wiesenmüller. Wiesenmüller goes all over the sausage. Careful, there's only so much sausage people can trake. Where it breaks you. Bell under attack from Strane and Canapino. Aurora, YTF1 and Vodball. Lap 8 of 14 we are on. Weisenmuller retakes off the screens, and look at that. No one's quite sure which way to go. Canapino takes a quick peek, but you've still got to get round this horrible curve. And the further back you are in a slipstream, the more slippery that one is. Bell's busy defending from Strane. Canapino could well yoink the pair of them because they're busy watching each other. Oh, excellent switcheroo there from Bell to get back into second position, and Canapino will yoink Strane potentially around the outside. Eric keeps a nice tight line, beautifully done there. There's no contact between the lot as Parker nearly spins in the background. Keeps his fifth position for the time being, but Tumala's all over him like a hot rash in an STD clinic. Around the final corner they go. Oh, Tumala! Someone needs to rein in the fishmonger because he is mongering hunger in some kind of trouble. And he's going to now lose out to Toby Davis as we've lost Scott Sovic, who's just crashed out. That brings us down to 27 runners and riders. And Davis, oh yeah, gets chopped by Tumala. That was all going to be tight and twisty. Toby backs out of it. And that's problems up ahead. I can see a bumper flying around. Was that from Bell? No. He still keeps second. Strane side by side with Canapino. Different route. Canapino is the one that went round the outside of Strane earlier on this race at that turn, and I think Eric saw that one and keeps it covered. Got to be careful. Palm 6.7 clear. That was my bet. I'm supposed to watch him and make sure that he's okay. 17 drivers trying to battle for 15 point scoring positions at the moment. 2 at least will be very unhappy. Bell defends from Strane. Canapino's right there, bouncing over the curbs on the exit, ain't going to help. As Jeffries gets round Hack for 8th position. Is Holm going to go through Hack as well? Yes, he does. Hack goes from 8th to 10th, 2 corners. Adrian will be pleased with that, although he won't be pleased that his teammate has gone up more than 20 positions as Strane and Canapino again side by side in the final turn. The Bell train, famous as it is, appears to be working again here around the streets of Adelaide. He'll be delighted. How long can he keep them behind? Hamnet and Weisenmuller side by side into turn 1. Somehow they've managed to keep that together. As here comes Strane on Bell. Nope, 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 nope. Canapino, has he got him? He has! He's got past! Through past Strane. As it sorts itself out. That's a poor one there for Strane. He may wait until he gets round the curve and see if he can have another go back through again. 6 remain on lap 10. 14. Bell, that's the most comfortable he's been so far into that corner for a while. Davis on Parker for 5th and 6th position. Just meet on the apex. Davis goes over the Parker over the anti-cuts. Drops down to 6th position, and is that Tumala off? It is. Tumala off. He's rejoined in 14th position. And Mikau, he's looked like he's going to be a crash waiting to happen all race 3, sadly. The Enterprise GP driver kind of confirming that. Drops behind Lewis Redshaw and Root Easterbeek now into the final points paying position. Muscat, who looked so good earlier on, now out of the points as Canapino sizes up Bell. Second position, falls back in. It's the betting of Davis maybe going for a podium from 35th on the grid. Canapino looks one way, looks the other. Walks like an Egyptian, but can he get through? Bell just manages to make that car as wide as possible. Look at Davis now on the back of this. A couple more corners and he'll be there. Strane looks like he's practically pushing Canapino into the back of Bell as he's almost bump drafting the guy. Everyone survives. Canapino pulls out. Strane's going for one way. Canapino the other. Bell stuck in the middle of this. Oh dear. Bell keeps it. And look at Davis. He's right there. He may be able to pick off Strane if Strane doesn't get back on the racing line. Indeed he does. Davis goes up onto the curb. Survives that one quite nicely. Behind De Vries has got round Parker for 6th and 7th position. Hack's there in 9th behind Holm. So it's a little couple of things. And Canapino's got it wrong. He's pushed Bell round. Oh no! Mike Bell, he was doing so well holding everyone up. He rejoins in 9th position. Still in single digits. But oh, Canapino, these VOD balls have really been pushing people left, right and centre today. And they may have pushed one too many. Strane then into 3rd. Davis now staring at a podium in the eye. People still waving their lights around. And is that Canapino going for... Yeah, Strane trying to get back 2nd position. He's got the inside for turn 3. Pushes Canapino out wide. What can he do for it? Canapino's there for the next corner. He pushes him over onto the anti-cuts. Davis is going to be the one that collects out of this one potentially, because those two are so busy knowing each other that Davis is just going to pick them up, and indeed he does. Strane goes out wide. Look at Sven De Vries! Yoinkaroo up into 4th position, now side by side with Toby. This could be evil as they go into this turn. Oh, De Vries gets ahead, goes through. Davis thinks better of it, drops down to 4th. Sven De Vries 5th to 3rd in just a couple of corners. Now battling from Davis. Strane's there. Look at that. Parker in and Hack and Holm and Bell. Oh my goodness me. 3rd to 9th. One massive gaggle of cars. It's absolute classic racing here at GPVWC. Just 2 laps to go at the end of this one as well. So close. And look at the way they're all filtering back through again. Canapino then into 2nd. Toby Davis trying to get... He does that weird... I'll get my one wheel down the outside of the other one and then try and hook round. It didn't quite work there for De Vries, but Strane is right there with him. Davis takes a peek. Got chopped off there earlier by Tumala, and that is his teammate Sven De Vries, so it's probably wise to not try that one there as Holm nearly clouts the wall on the exit of the chicane. Just sorting themselves out through. Parker still ahead of Holm. Hamnet takes Bell for 9th and 10th positions. Weisenmuller is there too, as is McGlade, as is Redshaw. Tumala and Easterbeek are right there too. It's just one ginormous long train from 3rd to 14th. Oh, Bell's round. He's lost a wheel. Is he the one that's lost the wheel, or was that someone else? Oh, Bell, no, he's the one that's lost the wheel, and that was a smash there with a couple of other drivers. Oh, what an absolute shame. And Hack's in trouble. 6th position, he's going straight on. He's lost his left front as well. That was the other person in contact, and it's all kicking off here in the last couple of laps. Palm 15 clear of Canapino. Then it's Sven De Vries. Toby Davis now 4, with Strane still there in 5. Then it's Adrian Holm, Tom Parker and Harley Hamnet, with Weisenmuller and McGlade now in 10. And this is De Vries in trouble. Yes it is, busy pushing round, and look at Strane up in 2. What will be 3rd position again. Starting the final lap, the shade now visibly clear on this Adelaide circuit. Strane locking up the wheels into the final turn, really pushing it round. What can Davis do with De Vries? This is the last podium position. Mike Bell has retired from this race. What a shame. Last couple of corners then. It looks as if Adrian Holm has got round Tom Parker. He's got Hamnet and McGlade and co behind. Look at the way they're just pushing each other around. Craziness. Up front, Palm Serene. We'll watch him over the line in a minute. I want to see how these lot get round the hairpin. If we can. Actually, this is looking like the most spread out they've been all race. As they go speeding through, is anyone going to clout the wall heavily? No, I think they've done it. And as they come through, Davis is doing a mazy, crazy lunge. Strand saw that one coming. Yoinks it back through. Palm spun on the last corner. Oh no, he's drift turned it. Thank God for that. I was going to say, I can't deal with that. Martin Palm wins for Torrent Motorsport. My goodness me. Perfect win there for Palm. Beautifully done. Canapino's going to come through for second. Who is it going to be for fourth? Because Strano's got third. Davis hogs the inside line, as does De Vries, pushing him round. Oh, he's gone round! And Palm! Oh, Holmes got through. De Vries is spinning it round. He's going to reverse over the line. Davis grabs fourth. Home 5. Parker 6. Weisenmuller 7. Then it's Hamnet. He's to beat McGlade, Tumala, Redshaw, Muscat. De Vries has gone into for 14th. Ely grabs 15th. He grabs a point on his first evening here. Then it's Clont ahead of Watkins. Wang will grab 18th. Willie, that will be his best finish, I think, for in here. But Tallberg's going to get him on the last bit there, holding each other. Wang gets it by 48 thousandths of a second from Tallberg. Engel gets a top 20th. Friffer 21st. Gary Lennon will be 22nd. Chris Williamson unlapped in 23rd. Richard Coxon will be the final one home in 24th. Crazy, crazy evening. The retirements: Hack, Bell, Sovic, Hackerson, Sarlo, Plain, Kirk, Williams, DeVos, Brewster, Jacobs and Asserglinth. Phew. That was some crazy action, folks. Yeehaw! Bell trained for the win. And what that does do is continue this Holm versus Canapino battle. In that championship position, because everyone else kind of dropped some points here or there. Heasterbeek only a 9th in race 3. Davis, of course, with that disconnection in race 2. And Tallberg, no scory in race 3 either. Sounds like we're getting the whole posse in for this. Let's kick off with some of these old interviews to see who else is coming along. Let's start off at the top with Adrian Holm, who once again, I tell you what, Adrian, you have a knack of making sure that when all else is exploding around you, you end up still going well at the end of it. Talk us through that, because that was entertaining.
Oh, cars left, right, and center. That was, obviously just capitalizing on other people's mistakes and crashes and stuff like that. So I didn't actually have speed for a 5th, nowhere near. I think like 8th was the best I could do with the ballast, but yeah, able to claw my way back up both in race 1 and 3, and win in second race is, win when you can and just grab as many points as you can in the other ones, and that's absolutely what I did today.
Great stuff, great stuff. And just a quick comment actually on race 3. You started obviously quite fat with ballast weight and so on, and still managed to make your way up the order. Was you surprised to see your teammate that started in 35th position suddenly in front of you at some point?
Not really. Toby's obviously very good at making up positions in the first couple of laps, and at the end of the second lap, he was 2 or 3 positions behind me. I knew he was coming. It was just, step over and let him through, really.
And what that does mean is that because yourself and Augustin Canapino were the two that seemed to get the maximum out of this evening, it's you two that are currently battling at the top of the drivers' standings. How do you view Canapino as a championship rival?
A very worthy rival, I must say. He's very good at the end of the races. It's extremely tough to fend him off. I thought he would win the second race when I saw he was up to second there for a brief moment. And yeah, he's a very good driver, very consistent as well, and lightning fast.
Sounds like you've got your work cut out.
For sure.
One last question. We've got next up is the Russian round at the Autodrome Moscow. Have you raced there before? And what are your thoughts if you have?
Never raced there before. I've watched a WTCC race there, but no idea what the track looks like really. I know it's a big straight somewhere. First corner could be interesting because I believe it's a hairpin. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, but looking forward to this. It's a bit more of a track that suits me. These Adelaide haven't been kind to me in the past, but worked out this week. So I'm really happy with the results.
Great stuff. Well, go and enjoy yourself, young man, because I think you deserve that one.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Eric Strane, who is busy collecting all the podiums this evening with some great driving and certainly racking up the points for YTF1. So great results for you. Talk us through your evening, because you look like you was in the thick of battle from start to end.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty much. I was constantly I was never really alone. I was always in a group with at least 2-3 other cars, and yeah, I managed to find some speed this afternoon, and which got me closer to what Harley and Toby and all of those had done. So the weight hurt me quite a lot. I tried between race 1, 2, and 2 and 3. I tried altering a bit the setup to make the tires last longer, but that didn't really do much. But yeah, apart from losing a lot of time due to the weight, I had a great evening.
And what would you make of being up front when battling with all of the top line of drivers? Because there's quite a lot of contact and there's a lot of, should I say, dubious tactics at times. How do you deal with all of that? Or do you find that just the same as battling with people in the midfield and so on?
Usually I get pretty irritated and stuff like that, to be honest. But after Pukikoe, I had a long talk with Adrian, who I talk a lot to, and I just came to realize that that's the way it goes here. You have to be able to, fend your way around a bit and, fend off others using your bumpers, which I'm not really too big of a fan of, but I think keeping it to a good level, you can still have pretty good racing, and I think that's what we had today.
Great stuff. And then you coming into this round, you were 12th in the Drivers' Championship with 33 points. With today's points tally, that's going to shoot you right up into probably about 6th or 7th overall in the championship. Do you have any long-term aspirations of where you'd like to end up in the championship, or where you think you might be?
Not really. I mean, I came in because I had nothing to do on the Monday when the first Bahrain race was, and got to drive. And then I talked with Matthew Allington, and then I got to drive this Astra for last in this race. And then I'm not sure what we're doing after this, but I'll probably be back. Hopefully, I don't know what I'm aiming for. I'm not really aiming for much. I'm gonna let Adrian and Toby and Augustin battle it out, and then hopefully I can. Hopefully Toby has some more technical issues. Nothing personal, Toby. But yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Pick up all the pieces. Well, best of luck. Best of luck, and if you've not got anything else to do on your Mondays, I think you could do a lot worse than coming here and enjoying
yourself. I think so. I could be studying or something, something like that horrible. Yeah.
Good to have you here. Anyway, thank you very much, Eric. Go and enjoy yourself.
Will do.
Next up, we have the ever unfortunate yet amazing recoveryable, if that is such a word, of Toby Davis, who, once again, sitting 5th in the championship. You seem to just have these issues in round 2 of each night.
It's pathetic, this one. It's, I practiced and with the AI on loads and all this kind of stuff, and still had game crashes. I've worked out how to fix it now for race 3. I resized all of the all of the skins of the other players to 256 pixels wide, and it's fixed it. So unfortunately, everyone's skin looks like a blob, but it is what it is, and there you go. But yeah, a bit annoyed because I felt I could have won race 2 as well. And then, of course, race 3 would have been easier from 17th or whatever the reverse grid was, rather than the back of the field. But I had to make strong progress and did. So one or two moves I think people weren't 100% happy with. But it is what it is. I don't know what everyone was doing in race 1, by the way.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just I kept making mistakes, and then the gap would get bigger again. I'm not sure exactly why that was.
I think there was a lot of 2x2 going on behind.
Yeah, I think maybe people were attacking each other.
Yep, instead of working for the common crocodile. But as horrible as these issues with race 2 are, do you gain some satisfaction that in race 3 you managed
None.
to gain 30 places?
Yeah, none at all, Simon. I shouldn't have to do that. And to be honest, one or two of the moves were very aggressive. So, but I think all this side of clean. You have to remember that these are touring cars, so if you're fully alongside and someone turns into you, it's not race ending like it is in a Formula One, or a Super League car. So I think people, particularly the people coming from Super League and racing in these, have a little bit to learn about track positioning. Augustine is very, very good at track positioning and squeezing people on exits of corners and stuff. And if you've got enough of an overlap, you're more than. It's fine to do that. You can't expect someone to give you track position and track room if they're on the racing line and you've got 3/4 of an overlap over them, and people expect you to give them room, and it's not. It doesn't work like that.
So next up is the Russian Autodrome in Moscow.
Yes.
Have you tried any of that? Played any of that? Seen what you think of it?
No, I'll have a go over the next few days. I've just I probably won't be able to do any practice for a while. I've just learnt that I've got to go and get my missus from the hospital. So, I've got to go and see her in the hospital. So, yeah, quick interview, run off. See you in a few days, I think.
Oh well, good luck, and I hope the missus is okay.
We'll see.
Well, don't stay here. Off you go. Off you go.
Yeah, nice one. Cheers, Simon.
Take care. Bye. Well, big shout out to Mrs. Not Toby Davis. Hope you're feeling better and on the mend soon, and we shall entertain you with more broadcasts. Last but not least, in the palm of his hand, gaining the third victory by a stonking 15 seconds. He must have wondered where everyone else had got to. Martin Palm, who has done his championship no harm at all, was 14th coming into this event, and I think has scored an absolute cluster of points. How is it for you today, Martin?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, race 3 was a great recovery. Started off in race 1 by getting a decent qualifying. Hadn't done a ton of practice before this one, but I usually fare pretty well at Adelaide. So expected good things. But qualifying, not really great. Had a decent race 1 up until I sort of messed up my braking points into, I think, turn 3. Just locked up and had to swing back around. Came out like 23rd or something. Had to work my way up there. And then race 2 was pretty much the same, just trying to claw back some positions. And then race 3, I just figured I got the setup better and better throughout the races. So the race 3 was going to be pretty good. I was thinking in warm up, and I was really aggressive in the first couple of laps, just trying to claw my way through the field and try to get to top 3. And then they had a bit of coming together in the like lap 2 or 3. So I managed to get the lead, and then I guess they were having some fights or whatever. So I just managed to claw some seconds away from them, and then it was just doing my own race from there.
Which is good, because you've really got yourself back into the swing of things. It's great to see you back on the victory stamp again. Looking forward to the upcoming Moscow race. No one else has been there. Have you had a little peek at it yet?
Yeah, if it's the same Moscow that I've raced before, the tight, twisty circuit, then I raced there before and really enjoyed it back in GRC. So I think I should fare pretty well there. It's a track that suits me with a lot of stops and 90-degree turns and hairpins, flowing corners into hard braking zones and whatnot. So I think I should fare pretty well there. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Great stuff. Well, I think you should go off and enjoy your victory champagne, which I'm sure you've got kicking around somewhere. Nice chilled out guy like yourself. Yeah. It's just the kind of thing that Martin keeps by his side at all times, I'm sure. So you guys all take care. Just a quick shout out for Aurora. They had a special livery this evening because it was their 50th race in race 2. So Congratulations to Aurora for making it 50. Let's see how you get to 100. Thank you ever so much to Dave Carr-Smith, who is cameraman extraordinaire and race director and wears all the hats and a trilby and possibly a pipe. Who knows? No one will ever know. My name is Simon Smith. You lot all take care, and I shall see you next week for Formula Challenge and Super Cup and Super League on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where we will be at Canada, I believe. We shall soon find out how well people deal with chicanes in an open wheeler. And we'll be back in 2 weeks' time on the Monday for the ITC, where we'll be at Moscow, the track that no one seems to know apart from maybe Martin Palm. So look forward to seeing everyone exploring the limits of that one. You guys all take care. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.